Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Cantonese ebook before it's gone. Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1. Find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2. Work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3. Learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Hello. Hello.
So it's pretty casual and you don't use it for formal situation.
早晨. Good morning.
早晨. We use it to greet other people before noon. It's both casual and formal, so let's say 早晨.
早唞. Good night.
You say it before you go to sleep. 早唞, 早唞.
Bye bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye, bye bye in Cantonese.
我係 I am or I'm.
So you can use it to tell people your name, your occupation, your nationality, anything. 我係.
你叫咩名? What's your name?
Say you meet someone new and you want to know their name, say 你叫咩名? That is pretty casual. You can say that to people around your age.
點稱呼? What's your name?
If you're talking to people that are more a higher rank or older, elderly, you can say 點稱呼, 點稱呼. That's what's your name in formal situation. And then people usually tell you their surname. Say the last name is Wang. So 點稱呼? 我係黃生. I'm Mr. Wang.
好耐冇見. Long time no see.
Say you bump into your friend on the street. 喂，好耐冇見，得閒飲茶. It's like, hey, long time no see, let's get together and have a drink or have lunch together.
你最近點啊? How are you lately?
Hey, long time no see, how are you lately? 好耐冇見，你最近點啊? Or it can be used casually with a friend. It's like, hey, what's up? 你最近點啊?
你呢? How about you?
In an exam, if I got a C, it's like, oh, 我攞 C, 你呢? It's like, I got a C, how about you? I got an A.
唔該. Please.
If someone's blocking you in the movie theater, just tell them, 唔該坐低. Please sit down. Don't block me.
多謝. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the gift. So 多謝 is for thank you, and there are actually two thank yous in Cantonese. 多謝 is when someone gives you a gift.
唔該. Thank you.
唔該, which you heard in please, so it means please and thank you as well. For this 唔該, this thank you, we use it when someone do something for us. Someone give you the change, someone open the door for you, pick up a fruit for you. You say 唔該 is thank you for the service.
唔使客氣. You're welcome.
So in Cantonese, it's 唔使客氣. There's literally no need to be polite. You're welcome. 唔使客氣. So when someone say, oh, 唔該晒啊, 多謝晒啊, say 唔使客氣. Just like that.
係. Yes.
你係唔係 Olivia? 係 like that.
唔係. No.
So 係 is yes, 唔係 is no. 你係唔係 Olivia? 係. 你係唔係太空人? 唔係. No, I'm not an astronaut.
唔該. Excuse me.
Excuse me, that is 唔該 again. So we heard 唔該 in three situations. Please, thank you, and now excuse me. So if someone is blocking a road, you can say 唔該, and then they would unblock. They will go away. If you want to ask someone on the street for the direction, you can say 唔該,我想問路,唔該,我想問路. Excuse me, I want to ask about direction. 唔該, to catch someone's attention.
唔好意思. I'm sorry.
唔好意思 is like I'm sorry, but it's for a really minor issue, like someone stepped on your feet and they should say 唔好意思. And I'm meeting my friends and I'm late, I say 唔好意思.
對唔住. I'm sorry.
For more serious situation, for major failure, you use 對唔住. 對唔住 is our next word, and it means I'm really sorry. 我整爛咗你部電腦，對唔住啊. I broke your computer. I'm so sorry. 我唔見咗你個仔啊，對唔住。I lost your son. I'm so sorry. I can't find your son.
而家幾點？What time is it？
而家幾點 ？What time is it? What time is it? 而家 is like now. 幾點 is what time?
喺邊啊？Where is something？
嘟嘟嘟喺邊啊 ？Where is 嘟嘟嘟？You wanna ask about the washroom? It's like where is the washroom? 洗手間喺邊啊？洗手間 is washroom.
即係點啊？What do you mean？
You can use it for many different situations. When you're mad, when you want to find out more about what the other person was talking about, all confused. So you can say 即係點啊 to show your confusion or frustration. Yeah.
幾多錢啊？How much is it？
Or you can say 幾錢啊 It's the same as 幾多錢啊？幾錢啊 You went to Apple Store and you want to buy something and you ask 幾多錢啊 to ask for the price. It's always expensive.
埋單唔該。Check please。
Yeah, you use it in a restaurant. You can do this and they will understand that means check please. 埋單唔該 Check please.
遲啲見。See you later。
And the last word is 遲啲見 I'll see you later. 遲啲見。
大家好，我係 Olivia， 歡迎收睇香港節日系列。大家都知道啦，香港係中西文化嘅交匯點，所以慶祝嘅節日咧，亦都有中有西。我哋會喺呢25集介紹香港慶祝嘅中國傳統節日同埋西方節日。我哋就由最重要嘅節日開始啦，就係農曆新年啦。農曆新年按照農曆曆法，所以每年都唔同日子。例如2014年嘅農曆新年係喺1月31日，而喺2015年就係2月19日。你知唔知喺農曆新年應該着咩顏色嘅衫呢？我會喺呢段影片最後公布答案。農曆新年前後咧都有好多傳統習俗嘅喎。新年前咧，大家都忙住辦年貨啦、封利是、剪頭髮、買新衫，年28仲要大掃除添。而年30晚，一家人就會聚埋一齊，齊齊整整咁食團年飯。到咗年初一，個個都會去長輩屋企拜年，同埋去寺廟度上頭炷香。年初二咧就繼續去其他人屋企拜年。到咗夜晚就會有煙花匯演，好熱鬧㗎。拜年嘅時候咧，每個人都會講一啲好意頭嘅賀詞嘅喎，例如恭喜發財、財源廣進、笑口常開咁啦。而屋主亦都會用揮春同埋年花嚟裝飾屋企，而且準備好利是、全盒同埋年糕嚟招待啲拜年嘅親友。新年食年糕咧，係因為佢聽落嚟似年糕一樣，寓意年年高升。農曆年最有趣嘅地方咧，就係派利是啦。利是其實係一個紅色或者金色嘅信封仔，而入邊咧就放咗錢嘅。每一位已婚嘅朋友咧，都會準備好多利是嚟派俾啲未結婚嘅親友，同埋一啲平時成日幫你嘅人，例如大廈管理員同埋清潔工人咁啦。藉住派利是，將祝福同埋好運帶俾佢哋嘅。而好多公司咧，亦都會向員工派發開工利是，祝願新一年事事順利。你以為新年期間任何時候都可以拜年啊？咁就要小心啦。年初3係赤口，係個唔吉利嘅日子，所以通常都唔會出去拜年，亦都係一個好藉口休息一下。而家就嚟揭曉問題嘅答案。你知唔知喺農曆新年應該着咩顏色嘅衫呢？喺農曆新年係應該着紅色衫嘅，因為紅色喺中國文化代表喜慶同埋好運，而黑色同白色咧就代表死亡，係新年嘅禁忌。所以記住，千祈唔好喺新年着成身黑色或者白色啊！你覺得呢一集點呢？有冇學到啲有趣嘅知識？喺你嘅國家係點樣慶祝新年嘅呢？喺 Cantonese Class 101.com 留言同我哋分享啦！下次見。大家好，我係 Olivia， 歡迎收睇香港節日系列。今集我哋會介紹新曆嘅大除夕，亦即係元旦前夕，一個喺世界其他國家都有慶祝嘅節日。而家就嚟睇下香港人係點樣慶祝大除夕啦。你知唔知倒數過後要點樣祝賀人呢？我會喺呢段影片嘅最後公布答案。每年嘅12月31號除夕夜晚，香港周圍都有倒數慶祝活動迎接新年嘅來臨。除咗好多商場會舉行倒數活動之外，政府康文署亦都會舉辦倒數嘉年華，好適合一家大細參與㗎。另外，亦都會好多人租咗成間餐廳嚟開私人 party。喺咁多倒數慶祝活動入面呢，最矚目嘅應該就係維多利亞港嘅煙花音樂匯演，吸引大批市民同埋遊客去到中環同埋尖沙咀星光大道觀賞，萬人空巷㗎。另外呢，香港仲有3個主要嘅大型戶外跨年倒數活動。第一個係銅鑼灣嘅時代廣場，叫做蘋果倒數，概念呢就嚟自美國紐約時代廣場嘅除夕倒數活動。第二個係尖沙咀嘅廣東道，每年都邀請知名藝人嚟表演，同每個市民一齊跨年倒數。第三個呢就係中環嘅蘭桂坊，每一間酒吧啊、餐廳啊同埋 club 都座無虛席，連街道都企晒人㗎。到時警方咧都會喺呢啲地點做封路安排，將車道改晒做行人專用區。大型活動人多擠迫，容易釀成騷動。差唔多每一年嘅倒數活動咧都會發生衝突或者意外，其中最嚴重嘅就係1993年蘭桂坊嘅人踩人慘劇，一共造成21人死亡、63人受傷，係香港開埠以嚟最多人死亡嘅人踩人事故。吸收咗嗰次嘅慘痛經歷，自此咧，每一次人多嘅地方都會實施人流管制，以免樂極生悲。喺元旦前夕，大部分公共交通工具都會提供通宵服務，確保各位市民倒數同埋慶祝之後咧，可以安全返到屋企嘅。各位交通工具服務員辛苦晒啦！而家就嚟揭曉問題嘅答案。你知唔知倒數之後要點樣祝賀人呢？倒數之後，個個都會講新年快樂嚟祝賀人嘅。好多人都會打電話或者互傳短信嚟恭賀親友，令到電話服務負荷好大，可能咧會導致電話打唔通啦，或者短信過咗幾個鐘先到，一啲都唔出奇㗎。你覺得呢一集點呢？有冇學到啲有趣嘅知識？喺你嘅國家係點樣慶祝新年嘅呢？喺 Cantonese Class 101.com 留言同我哋分享啦。下次見。大家好，我係 Olivia， 歡迎收睇香港節日系列。今集咧，我哋會介紹中秋節。中秋節係農曆嘅8月15號，呢一晚嘅月亮咧圓咕碌，即係月圓。月圓喺中國文化象徵團圓，所以到咗呢一日咧，個個屋企人都會一家團聚，一邊賞月一邊食月餅。你知唔知喺中國神話裏面，喺月亮入面生活嘅係咩動物呢？我會喺呢段影片嘅最後公布答案。講到中秋節嘅特色食品，一定就係月餅啦。你有冇食過呢？最初期嘅月餅都係圓形嘅，同天上面嘅月亮一樣。但係近年隨住商業需求逐漸變得多樣化，除咗傳統嘅蓮蓉蛋黃餡，香港仲興起冰皮月餅，同埋其他由傳統月餅變奏出嚟嘅新口味，例如鮑魚、燕窩、芝麻、叉燒等等。而冰皮月餅咧就係一種凍食嘅新式月餅，食嘅時候口感有啲似雪糕，有機會一定要試下。喺香港，中秋節嘅公眾假期係喺第2日嘅，方便大家喺中秋節夜晚玩得盡興一啲。呢一晚呢，細路仔都會拎住佢哋最中意嘅卡通人物燈籠，而後生仔就會玩蠟燭，甚至煲蠟。但係近年呢，因為煲蠟而發生好多火災同埋燒傷。而且咧，通常喺公眾場所留得一大堆好難清理嘅蠟跡，所以政府已經將煲蠟定為犯法啦。跟住落嚟，我哋睇下中秋節嘅神話。傳說入面，天上面有10個太陽，令到地球過熱，人人都生活得好艱苦。 於是天帝就將好叻射箭嘅后羿同埋佢嘅老婆嫦娥派到凡間，解除人民嘅苦難。后羿不負所託，將多餘嘅9個太陽都射咗落嚟。於是王母娘娘就送咗2粒長生不老仙藥俾佢同嫦娥。但係喺8月15號，后羿嘅徒弟趁佢出咗去嘅時候，逼嫦娥將仙藥交俾佢。嫦娥情急之下就將仙藥吞咗，於是就飄離地面，升咗上月亮啦。中秋節嘅另一個習俗就係舞火龍。每年中秋節前後連續3晚都會可以喺銅鑼灣嘅大坑見到火龍喺街度舞動，而呢一項活動呢，更加喺2011年列入中國國家級非物質文化遺產名錄，令到呢個香港傳統可以延續。而家就嚟揭曉問題嘅答案。你知唔知喺中國神話入邊喺月亮生活嘅係咩動物呢？喺中國神話入邊，月亮度住嘅係兔仔，叫做月兔。佢喺月亮上面陪住嫦娥噶。科學上面嚟講咧，係因為月亮表面嘅明暗區域分布睇嚟似一隻兔仔，因而為名噶。你覺得呢一集點呢？有冇學到啲有趣嘅新知識？喺你嘅國家會唔會慶祝月圓之夜嘅呢？喺 CantoneseClass101.com 留言同我哋分享啦。下次見。大家好，我係 Olivia， 歡迎收睇香港節日系列。今集呢，我哋會介紹香港嘅聖誕節。相信大家都好熟悉，聖誕節就係喺12月25號。而家就嚟睇下香港人係點樣慶祝聖誕節啦。你估下喺香港嘅酒店食一餐聖誕大餐要幾多錢呢？我會喺呢段影片嘅最後公布答案。香港嘅聖誕氣氛唔錯㗎，男女老幼都會為形形色色嘅派對約會忙到不得了。當然喺 party 度一定會交換禮物啦，所以大家會出街 shopping。而市面上所有嘅店鋪都會大減價，滿足大家嘅購物慾。等我話你知喺香港聖誕節前後最熱鬧同埋裝飾得最美輪美奐嘅地方啦，係尖沙咀嘅海港城商場、1881同埋半島酒店，仲有銅鑼灣嘅時代廣場、中環嘅皇后像廣場同埋大嶼山嘅迪士尼樂園。喺維多利亞海港兩邊嘅建築物同埋大廈咧，亦都掛滿燈飾，所以無論係香港人或者遊客都會坐天星小輪觀賞海港兩邊嘅夜景㗎。喺香港嘅聖誕同埋外國嘅最唔同，大概就係聖誕大餐啦。外國通常係一家人喺屋企食，但係喺香港咧，普遍都係喺餐廳同埋酒店食，或者叫到會㗎。每一間餐廳同埋酒店都會推出充滿聖誕特色嘅套餐同埋自助餐服務，唔一早訂位嗰晚就好難揾位㗎啦。因為香港從來都唔會落雪，所以某啲商場咧會做啲假嘅飄雪、假嘅雪人同埋冰面嚟吸引客人。亦都因為天氣太熱咧，香港係冇室外溜冰場嘅，但係咧就有好幾個室內溜冰場啦。而家就嚟揭曉問題嘅答案。你估下喺香港嘅酒店食一餐聖誕大餐要幾多錢呢？喺香港嘅酒店食一餐聖誕大餐，平均消費係每人港幣650蚊，即係大概美金85蚊。比起你嘅國家，算係貴定平呢？你覺得呢一集點呢？有冇學到啲有趣嘅知識？喺你嘅國家係點樣慶祝聖誕節嘅呢？喺 CantoneseClass101.com 留言同我哋分享啦。下次見。大家好，我係 Olivia， 歡迎收睇香港節日系列。今集我哋會介紹端午節。端午節係農曆5月5日，用嚟紀念古代詩人屈原投江自盡嘅。聽起嚟可能匪夷所思，點解為一個自殺嘅詩人而立一個節日，仲要係公眾假期呢？詳情請繼續收睇呢段影片啦。你估下喺香港邊一個地區最有端午節嘅氣氛？ 我會喺呢段影片嘅最後公佈答案。而家我哋嚟探討一下端午節嘅來源啦。屈原當時係楚國嘅司徒，曾經好多次建議楚襄王要聯同齊國抗衡秦國，但係都說服唔到昏庸嘅楚襄王，甚至俾佢流放。最終楚國就俾秦國所滅。愛國嘅屈原眼見國家破碎，痛不欲生，於是就喺農曆5月5日抱住石頭跳咗落汨羅江自盡。屈原生前亦都作咗好多詩歌，抒發自己憂國憂民嘅心情，所以就被稱為愛國詩人啊。喺端午節，人人都會食粽，粽係用長形嘅竹葉或者蘆葦葉，將糯米同埋配料包住，然後蒸熟嚟食嘅。粽嘅起源係因為屈原投江自盡，楚國百姓非常傷心，又怕屈原嘅屍體俾啲魚同埋蝦食咗，所以就用竹筒裝咗啲米食，抌入去江入邊，希望將啲魚同埋蝦餵飽。後嚟就慢慢演變成用筍皮或者竹葉包咗抌入江入面。到咗現代，粽有好多唔同種類，有鹹有甜，包括鹹嘅肉粽同埋甜嘅鹼水粽。端午節嘅另一個習俗就係爬龍舟，佢嘅起源呢亦都係因為屈原投江自盡，於是楚國百姓不停喺度爬艇打撈佢嘅屍體。到咗現代，爬龍舟已經變咗一種表現團體精神嘅運動，而且每年都舉辦龍舟競渡。近年嚟呢，更加發展成國際賽事，仲喺1991年成立咗國際龍舟聯合會。到咗2012年11月，已經有74個會員國同埋3個會員資格審核中嘅國家。龍舟有別於外國盛行嘅獨木舟或者白人式嘅爬艇，而係一種需要更多默契、更多氣力嘅運動。一般龍舟船身呢，大概12米長，載住22位船員，一位坐喺船頭打鼓振奮士氣嘅鼓手，同埋一位坐喺船尾嘅舵手。而家就嚟揭曉問題嘅答案。你估下喺香港邊一個地區最有端午節嘅氣氛？喺香港最有端午節氣氛嘅地區係赤柱，因為每年呢度都會舉辦最大型同埋歷史最悠久嘅赤柱國際龍舟錦標賽，而赤柱大街呢亦都同時會舉行嘉年華會，好熱鬧㗎。你覺得呢一集點呢？有冇學到啲有趣嘅知識？喺你嘅國家有冇一個好似端午節咁樣推廣運動嘅節日呢？喺 CantoneseClass101.com 留言同我哋分享啦，下次見。你好，我係 Olivia， 好高興同大家見面。Hi, I'm Olivia. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Cantonese expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Cantonese. There are a few different ways to say it, depending on how many people you're talking to. Let's first see how Cantonese speakers introduce themselves to a single person. 你好，我係 Olivia， 好高興認識你。Hi, I'm Olivia. Nice to meet you. 你好，我係 Olivia， 好高興認識你。Start by saying 你好，我係 then say your name. 你好，我係 Olivia. Finally, say 好高興認識你。你好，我係 Olivia. 好高興認識你。Good job! Now let's see the same sentence when talking to more than one person. 你好，我係 Olivia. 好高興認識你哋。Hi, I'm Olivia. Nice to meet you all. 你好，我係 Olivia。好高興認識你哋。So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a closer look at these together. 你好，我係 Olivia has not been changed. 你好，我係 stands in both cases for Hi, I am. Finally, pay attention to the ending. We went from 你 to 你哋. What has changed is the word for you. In Cantonese, the word for you is different if it is singular or plural. 你 is singular and 你哋 is plural. One more time. To introduce yourself to one person in Cantonese is 你好，我係 Olivia， 好高興認識你。 To introduce yourself to more than one person is 你好，我係 Olivia，好高興認識你哋。Now it's time for Olivia's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands. Always introduce yourself to the higher ranking persons before those of lower rank. In most cases, the person of the highest ranking will be the most elder person. If you use the correct sentence with Cantonese speakers, they're definitely going to be impressed. In the last lesson, we learned the most common forms of greetings in Cantonese. Do you remember them? In this lesson, we're going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you're asking it in Cantonese, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you're saying, even if their answer is no. Here's how to say it. 你識唔識講英文？你識唔識講英文？ Let's break it down. In the last lesson, we mentioned that 你 means you. 識唔識 is a form used to introduce the question using the verb to know. It literally means know, don't know. But this is how we form the question, do you know how to? Then we have the verb to speak, 講, followed by 英文, which means English. Literally, it means you know or not know English. 你識唔識講英文? To learn more about forming Cantonese questions, please look at our Absolute Beginner series on CantoneseClass101.com. You can find very detailed grammar lessons and resources there. To make this sentence more polite, we just need to add excuse me, 唔好意思 in the front. Everything else stays the same. 唔好意思，你識唔識講英文？唔好意思，你識唔識講英文？ The responses you will receive could be one of these three. 識 yes. 識少少 a little. 少少唔識 no. 唔識 Since this last one is a negative statement, we see the negative word before the verb to know 識 識 Did you notice that it's the same word used in 識唔識? We'll talk more about it in a future lesson. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. For those of you who are not only English speakers, you can obviously use this question with any language you need. Many people in Hong Kong study other languages, so maybe you will get lucky. Just substitute 英文 with 日文 for Japanese, 西班牙文 for Spanish, 德文 for German, 意大利文 for Italian. In the last lesson, we learned some words used when apologizing in Cantonese, including 唔好意思 and 對唔住. In this lesson, we're going to learn numbers in Cantonese. Yes, numbers, 數字, from 1 to 10. And you are going to learn them in only 3 minutes. 3分鐘. Are you ready? Let's start. 一 二 三 四 五 六 七 八 九 十 Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 一 二 三 四 五 六 七 八 九 十 Great job! What is before 一? Do you know? It's 零 0 零 You don't have any more excuses. You can give your friends your cell phone number in Cantonese. Let's try together. We'll use the phrase 我電話號碼係 which means my phone number is 我電話號碼係我電話號碼係95849723. Can you read it by yourself? 95849723. Perfect. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. When we go shopping at the markets in Hong Kong, sometimes we can bargain on the price. So learn your numbers well to get a better deal. In the last lesson, we learned how to count in Cantonese. I hope you spend some time practicing the numbers because they will come in handy today. We're going to learn how to go shopping in Hong Kong. Before we go, you need to know how to say how much is it. 幾錢啊?幾錢啊? Are you ready to go shopping in Hong Kong? Let's go! You see something you like and want to ask the shopkeeper how much it costs. The first thing to say is 唔該. Do you remember what that means? Excuse me. 唔該,幾錢啊? 唔該,幾錢啊? If we want to be more specific and ask how much is this, first we need to know the correct measure word for the object. We'll learn about that in the next lesson. For now, let's use the most common one, 個. So in the sentence, we'll say 依個 as this, followed by how much. 唔該,依個幾錢啊? 唔該,依個幾錢啊? Excuse me, how much is this? And to ask, excuse me, how much is that? Again, we'll use the most common measure word, 個. So to say that, it'll be 嗰個. 唔該,嗰個幾錢啊? 唔該,嗰個幾錢啊? At this point, the shopkeeper will answer directly with the price, followed by 蚊, the slang term for the Hong Kong dollar. For example, 39蚊. What number is 39? I'm not telling you. Okay, it's 39. It costs 39 Hong Kong dollars. Now it's time for Olivia's insights. It's quite common to bargain in markets. Other than saying the specific price you want, you can also just ask for a cheaper price by saying 平啲啦, 平啲啦. In small boutiques or shops, you can ask, are there any discounts? By saying 有冇折啊? 有冇折啊?
When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, you can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Cantonese ebook before it's gone.